This warning will also be broadcast on the radio. This warning will also be broadcast on the radio. This warning will also be broadcast on the radio.
How could I ignore you? Trust me, I adore you. We're swimming through our dreams. Kiss me in the shower for a couple hours. Though only 16. Sit down beside me, don't call me daddy, 'cause that's just really weird. Promise that you'll stay here, you and I can lay here till the end of time. Oh girl, well don't you worry about me. It ain't new to me. How could I ignore you? Trust me, I adore you. We're swimming through our dreams. Kiss me in the shower for a couple hours. Though only 16. Sit down beside me, don't call me daddy, 'cause that's just really weird. Promise that you'll stay here, you and I can lay here. How could
This Aminoka, or chief of this small population of Tuareg Berbers in southern Tunisia, tells this reporter through translation, "We have wandered the desert from edge to edge since before time. This Aminoka, or chief of this small population of Tuareg Berbers in southern Tunisia, tells this reporter through translation, "We have wandered the desert from edge to edge since before time. We have protected our language and way. If they have come to the desert for their God, so be it. It will not upset us. We call them Kalatarum because they are from the west. They call us sand people. We do not know why." His face covered by a deep indigo veil, he takes our crew to the site of the massacre that has shocked the international community. Musa is referring to the growing population of Star Wars fans who have migrated to the region to live their life in monastic purity on the same land used for filming several of the franchise's most famous scenes. As a cattle herder and goods trader wandering the uppermost tip of the Sahara Desert, Musa has been witness to the birth of this new and little-seen sect. It's a group, it should be noted, not without its controversy. They never wanted much in trade. I sold them 2 for a desert. Musa has been witness to the birth of this new and little-seen sect. It's a group, it should be noted, not without its controversy. They never wanted much in trade. I sold them 2, perhaps 3 DSL modems. They are generally fat like boars and pale like milk. That is odd for the desert. Odd, yes, but the group has odd beginnings. In the early 1990s, Lucasfilm Limited inaugurated the lucrative practice of guided tour packages to Tunisia. The company re-erected many of its sets as expensive hotels, which thrilled fans and became a steady revenue stream for creator George Lucas. Then, in 2002, just after the release of Star Wars 2: Attack of the Clones, a group of tourists overtook their guides in the middle of a Wookiee symposium and claimed the resort as their own state. Eyewitness accounts stated that the group celebrated for days and nights, playing what they called Ewok music on primitive drums and sound state. Eyewitness accounts stated that the group celebrated for days and nights, playing what they called Ewok music on primitive drums and small Casio synthesizers. The ringleader of the coup, calling himself Obi-Wan Kevin, announced to a U.S. diplomat soon after that the rebel sect wanted to return to the true word of Jedi Masters and to purge the franchise of control by the dark side.
Pa went to trial against the public defender's wishes, pleading the mitigating circumstances of his methamphetamine addiction. The judge rewarded Pa with the death penalty. Pa went to trial against the public defender's wishes, pleading the mitigating circumstances of his methamphetamine addiction. The judge rewarded Pa with the death penalty. When Ma and I said goodbye to him the morning of his execution, he seemed more tired than anything. Ain't this a heap of cow shit I rolled in? Those were Pa's last words to me. His final words to those gathered, truth be told, were, "This government can suck my West Texas dick, y'all hear that?" That was his way with words. So you can see why Ma and I were surprised that Pa bequeathed his body to medical research. He figured there might be something to glean from looking at his tweaker's brain. Probably looked like an old dirty carburetor when those docs pulled it out of my skull. To medical research. He figured there might be something to glean from looking at his tweaker's brain. Probably looked like an old dirty carburetor when those docs pulled it out of my skull. We mourned him and moved on, hearing nothing until you did. Seems that the university doctor who took Pa's brain away that night used it as the final touch for an experiment as audacious as it was unholy. This doc went and made himself a patchwork monster man that he then, through a process the doc took to the grave with him, got all alive and like. Upon waking from eternal sleep, this monster destroyed the doctor's lab, ripped the arms off the doc, took those arms, and continued to beat him. The monster, oh hell, let's just start calling him Pa, then rampaged through the campus till he was taken down in a hail of bullets after he stomped his way through a dying of students protesting this current war. Pa, despite 5 hollow point shots, did not die for a second time. Guess 'cause the doc, sick son of a bitch he was and all, did do a bang-up job. Current war. Pa, despite 5 hollow point shots, did not die for a second time. Guess 'cause the doc, sick son of a bitch he was and all, did do a bang-up job. Give him that, I will. Ma and I ran down to the hospital where Pa was chained up. Guess 'cause the doc, sick son of a bitch he was and all, did do a bang-up job. Give him that, I will. Ma and I ran down to the hospital where Pa was chained up. He didn't speak much, just growled like a sick dog. But one of the nurses, a kind woman, discovered that the music of Charlie Daniels soothed this creature whose very existence replied tough titty to the laws of nature. "It is Pa!" Ma and I cried in joy while looking in through the glass window. Though he had a different face, younger. "It is Pa!" Ma and I cried in joy while looking in through the glass window.
If I go...
Though he had a different face, younger, like someone from a catalog, Pa loved Charlie Daniels.
If I go to church on Sunday, then cabaret on Monday, ain't nobody's business how I do. Ain't nothing I can say, ain't nothing I can do. Some folks, they gonna criticize me. I'm gonna do just what I want to anyway. Ain't nobody's business how I do.
all by myself. No one to walk with, but I am happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving all my love for you. No one to talk to, all by myself. No one to walk with, but I am happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving all my love for you. No one to talk to, all by myself. No one to walk with, but I am happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving all my love for you. Darling, you know it's true. I know for certain, the one I love.
Sergeant First Class, Mark Wood. Sergeant First Class, Mark Wood.